Good morning, everyone. It is another Thursday. What do you know? It happens every week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Um, who has any gratitude that they want to share this morning? Any shout outs or any announcements that they want to make? Gratitude, shout outs, or announcements. This is your shot to get it out. I have a couple while you think about it. Number one is there is commercial training today with Place. So if you do any kind of commercial or you're interested in commercial, the topic this week, or yes, this week, this month, will be on mobile home investing. Mobile home investing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the link in the chat for you. If you'd like to join, it is at 2 p.m. today. So, mobile home investing, if that is an area that you are interested in, either for yourself, for a client, or just to generate more knowledge, mobile home investing with Brian Gubernick and Fayad is today, 2 p.m. Central Time. So that is happening. And then tomorrow, I don't want you to miss another announcement. We do have the Place Leadership Call every Friday, but this one's an important one. It's going to be over your business planning. So that's probably one that I would either make time to be live for at 10 o'clock Central Time, or I would listen to the recording. You have a much higher chance of getting on than actually listening to a recording, unless you're really special and you're awesome. But that is not me. I'm not really excellent at recording, so I know you guys, some of you guys aren't either. Good morning, Mr. Sharkey.
Oh, I was muted there. Sorry, guys. Before we get started, I want to make sure I unraise my hand here so I don't keep it going. Uh, my gratitude, I did this in the Monday morning meeting too, is I'm really grateful for Oliver Hand. Oliver Marks, sorry, I know an Oliver Hand. Oliver Marks, he, when I ask him for help or advice or, how he does something, um, he doesn't just share it right away without hesitation. He then follows up a day or two later when he's more perfected something and is like, hey, here's the new version of that without asking for it. I think that that's really awesome. That's an incredible partner and an attitude of just sort of like he's bringing us all up with it. So it's really cool.
I love that. That's a really
Yeah.
good shout out. And speaking of shout outs, I think everybody has call nights at different times. I heard that our team had a call night last night. I only saw a snippet, and I want to shout out Michael and Michaela, who were Shrek and Fiona. It looked really cool. I saw you very cool right before I got out of there. You guys are looking good. It's fun. You know what? Work is work. Make it fun, right? Here we are. So, speaking of making it fun, speaking of leveling up like Sharky and Oliver do, we've got James Beaver on here. Raise your hand if you have ever met or have talked to or have even know who James Beaver is. Do you have any? Okay, we got a couple. Look at you. Okay, awesome. I love that. Yes. Okay, so we've got a couple people who know who I'm talking about. James, if you will say a word, then everybody will see you on their screen.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Morning. Good to
There
see you.
you are. Yes. Okay, so James is in Houston. He's obviously an Envoy guy. Love the shirt.
Thank you.
He is in Texas. And so this morning he's joining us because he is our I want to say like you're like kind of like our managing operator, if you will, of all things that we do Envoy here in Texas and beyond. And so I wanted to get you on here because we got business planning coming up, James, and it's exciting. And I know Envoy is a part of everything that we want to do because so many of us do have stock, and we know that when mortgage adoption is high, our stocks basically double. Don't quote me on that. I am not Ben Kinney, but that is how I understand it. Um, James, real quick, I know you're in Houston. How'd you get into the mortgage industry? Like, what brought you to Envoy? Lay it
Yeah.
out for us, and then we'll jump in.
Yeah. Great to see you guys this morning. For those of you who have met, good to see you again. Newbies, looking forward to getting to know you. Yeah, so I've kind of done the tour of Texas for the most part. Like I grew up, most of my childhood years were spent growing up in Dallas, Fort Worth. Then I went to UT, I went to
What?
Austin, and then I worked in Austin for a few years at Dell, and then I moved to Houston. And the reason I moved to Houston was I was engaged to get married, and my fiance really wanted to be in Houston. And I worked at Dell, and it was the .com bust, and I couldn't find a job in the technology sector in Houston, but I really wanted to get married, so a mortgage company recruited me, and I went and joined. And at the end of the first day, I called everybody I knew and said, "I got to get out of this. This is not going to work for me." Uh, and so, but 25 years later, almost 25 years ago, so uh,
Wow.
25
Yeah,
years.
it's still not working, right?
Yeah, no, I'm still looking, still looking. I joined Envoy in 2009, and so I've been here. And the reason I joined Envoy in 2009 was it was the financial crisis, and I knew that I needed to be at a bigger company that had solutions and a platform that I could count on because I mean, so many companies were going out of business back then. So, been here for a long time, and I'm really, really when Place bought Envoy, it took me a little while to figure out what the heck that meant and what Place was doing. But once I did, I was like, dude, this is it. I'm all in on this. This is great. And so I'm really excited to be here with you guys. It's been a wild ride the last couple of years, and I can tell you that for those of you who are stockholders, the partnership between Envoy and Place is going very well. We've made tremendous progress, and we're still making progress. And there's new things coming out all the time to help us have a more efficient kind of partnership together. So super excited, super thankful to all of you all who have given us the opportunity to work with you. And we're going to continue to make it a really great relationship. So thank you all.
I love that. Okay, so before we get started, can you walk us through um, how can we pitch Envoy in a way that is authentic, in a way that is highly convertible? Any examples of what not to do, maybe? Like, where would you start with that part before we get into like, here's the tools, here's stuff like that?
Yeah. So I think the best way to there's some logistical things that are super important, and I just got done meeting with one of our partner teams just before this meeting, talking about just some of the logistics. Uh, Most importantly, guys, use the Envoy referral button in Brivity. Okay, uh, our speed to lead is on average 21 minutes. Okay, when you do that feature. Okay. Additionally, it creates a connection between our CRM and Brivity, which is increasingly giving you lift on knowing what's going on with all your clients. Secondly, you want to do a three-way text to introduce your loan officer directly to your client. Okay. When you do Brivity, it's about 21-minute contact time. When you do the three-way text, in addition to that, it increases the likelihood that we're going to connect with your client by 75%. It's staggering. Okay. So from a logistics standpoint, that's the way to go. As far as what you want to say, I think that there's lots of different situations. What I think that is great is just think about just the basics of communication. Be confident, be upbeat. You are the expert, right? They've hired you because you're an expert. So take that same kind of tone into your communication about financing. And it's just like, you want to buy a house? You're thinking about buying a house? You're not sure if you want to buy a house? Great. Let's get you in touch with our financing team. They are part of our company. They are there to advise you, to help you get prepared. Would it be all right if I sent you a quick introduction text? Okay.
I
Now,
heard they're there to advise you. They're there to, here's my mom brain just stopped. Say that again. Here to advise you, help you prepare.
help you prepare. That's right. Now, the
Those are
reason
beautiful words.
Yeah, so I think a lot of clients, and this is something I just talked about with the other team here a few minutes ago. I think a lot of clients you'll get pushback. Okay, there's usually maybe three or four things you get pushback on. Okay, one is people think, oh gosh, if I start talking to a mortgage guy, things are going to start accelerating faster than I want them to, and I feel uncomfortable with that.
Okay.
Okay, what I think is great for you guys to tell your customers is these guys are our partners. We're going to let them know you're 12 months out. Okay, they're just there to help you get ready, get your ducks in a row, understand what to expect, understand what the numbers are going to really look like. When you're referring through Brivity, you can select an urgency level. Okay, now, today, tomorrow, nurture. Just put nurture in the note, say, hey, I think these guys are about 12 months out. That's going to help drive our tone and our approach with the client. Okay, so that's your first objection that a lot of people get is like, hey, if I start talking to a lender, things are going to get moving faster than I want to. We're just here to help them get educated and empowered, equipped to make good decisions and to plan. Okay. Another objection we get is, well, I don't want my credit pulled. Cool. Envoy can do a soft credit pull for you. It won't affect your credit scores, but it'll help you get the information you need to plan for the future. Okay. Third objection we hear a lot is, well, I've already got a lender. I'm already pre-approved. Now, I don't know if that's always true. I think people just don't want to get nervous about having those conversations. Okay. And so they're kind of trying to deflect it. If someone says, hey, I've already got a lender, I'm already pre-approved, same upbeat, confident response. Hey, that's great. Good job. You're ahead of the curve. I'd still like to get you in touch with my financing team. Here's what's going to happen. Either you're going to find a better strategy or a better option for you, or you're going to figure out that the one you've already got is perfect for your needs and you're good to go. Either way, you're going to win. How about I go just set up a three-way text, introduce you to them? Okay. And so those are three common objections and three things I would probably respond with.
Okay, and the only other thing that I want you to bring up that was really impactful when we had our monthly call of how, obviously our team could improve. We got lots of improvement, guys. However, there was one where you used the example of kind of the script tweak.
Yes, yes. My
Uh,
buddy Darren.
I'm
My buddy
not,
Darren.
yeah. Okay, run
Yeah.
that through because that one was really good for me to hear because, once I heard it, go.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story about my buddy Darren. Okay, Darren is a realtor here in Houston. He and I have been working together for I think 12, 13 years now. And I kind of did some coaching with him when he first got into the business. So we're really tight. Now, not long after Darren got going, we were just getting a ton of referrals from Darren. And so I was kind of doing like a quarterly review of the business. And I was like, wow, Darren is our leading referring partner right now. And I looked at what the deals were, and it's like we were converting none of his clients. And I was like, what the heck is going on there? So I called Darren and I said, Darren, man, I appreciate you so much. You are our #1 referring realtor for the last quarter. Thank you so much. And he's like, hey, that's great. And I was like, dude, here's what I gotta figure out, man. We have the lowest, you're our lowest conversion rate. Like, we can't get any of your clients to move forward with us. And he's like, oh man, that's killing me. And I said, all right, well, tell me, like, what is it you're saying when you refer people over to us? And he said, yeah, well, I just tell him, like, hey, you got to work with James Beaver and his team. They are the best in Houston. They may not be the cheapest, but they're going to provide the best service to you. And I was like, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence. And can we just pull out that little part about me not being the cheapest? Let's see if that helps. Let me sell my value, right? There's realtors out there that work cheaper than you guys do, right? You demonstrate your value and they want to work with you, right? So I said, let's just pull that little. He's like, oh man, of course. Yeah. Why do I say that? I'm like, that's all right. So then we started going forward, and all of a sudden we were still getting this huge amount of referrals, and then we started converting the clients. And I think the point, guys, is this. I'm going to show you all some data today that we can now look at, okay, to see what's going on with our business with you guys, just very objectively, mathematically. And there are people you guys are doing a great job of referring business to us, and we're not converting them very well. Okay. And so that could be on us 100%. And also, I would encourage you to really evaluate what it is you say and how you say it, because that makes a world of difference.
Heard. I love that. Maybe one last direction real quick before you jump into a tool. Um, what about, hey, legally, we gotta say, 3 different names or, whatever like that. I don't want to call it a mindset because it is true, by the way. But I do want to point out that, if I had a referral, say I had a friend who's looking to sell their house, and I say, "Oh, well, that's great. I'm so happy. Let me give you one of my agents. Um, I don't know, who do I see? Ciamara. Ciamara's pretty good. She's pretty good. I think you'd like her. But also, you know, um, maybe Jeanette Spinelli. She's also pretty good. And maybe Zane. Zane is also good. Right? So then, like, I'm giving 3 different teams. Although I love these people, I'm not setting up my agent, Ciamara, for success. So, how do you handle like the balance of legal compliance and pitching?
I think you would want to, from my perspective, what you want to think about is your reputation in the marketplace is what feeds you and the people you care about years into the future. And when you introduce a vendor to one of your clients, that matters. It's a reflection of you, right? And what I would encourage you to do is to check the box that you need to check the box on and say, this is the one that I would highly encourage you to get in touch with. If you want to shop around, that's great, but this is my go-to. They're going to listen to you. Okay. And if we don't do a good job, give us that feedback. You guys, I want you to understand something. When Place went out and spent a couple of years trying to figure out what mortgage company to buy, they didn't buy Envoy so we could provide crappy service, lousy products, and poor pricing to all of you.
No
Okay.
way.
That wasn't their motivation, I don't think. Okay. We are your mortgage company. I have seen Envoy pull off all kinds of amazing saves to facilitate deals getting done. And when we're like, this is a Place deal, it's like we're going to figure out what we need to do to get it done. Okay, so we need feedback. If something's not working well, we take it seriously. This is not like, well, okay, like feedback from Place teams is critical to our development. So I would put strong emphasis on, okay, look, here's 3 names. I need to give you 3 names. Here's my go-to. These guys are partnered with us fully, and you will get great options, great service, and solid pricing.
Love that. What percentage of deals that Envoy does is place, and what percentage would you say is non-place? Because you guys we bought Envoy the company.
Yeah,
It wasn't necessarily an Envoy a place company before.
yeah. It's I think around 40% is Place now.
Okay,
So that's increasing every month.
sure. But
Um,
60% of the deals are non-place.
yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
cool. Good to know. Do you want to start with a tool? Where do you want to start?
Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen here, and then Adelina, depending how much time do we have?
You know what? We technically have 10 minutes, but everyone who wants to stay on will stay on. So go for
Okay.
it.
Okay, then I'll do the non having us demo the stuff. But I'm going to walk through some reporting that we now have access to, and
Nice.
kind of explain. And Adelina has been gracious enough to let us feature her group in this walkthrough. So can you see my screen here? We're good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is not perfect. You can see at the top it says beta. Okay, so we're still kind of tweaking and looking for things to improve. But let me just walk you through some of the key things and explain what's going on here. Okay, so first of all, we're looking at January 1 through today, or through yesterday rather. Okay, and with Adelina's group, we can see that so far this month, they've sent 11 clients to us. At this point last month, we had also received 11 clients. Okay, we received a total of 17 clients in the month of September from the group, and year to date, we've received 308. Okay, so just a quick snapshot of kind of what's going on there. Now, these next two tiles, I'm going to come back to these in a few minutes after I've explained what's behind them, but they're really important for us. If I go down here, I can look at the lead count visually by month to see what's going on from a trending standpoint. I can also look at how many people have created applications. Okay, clients that have created an application with us. I can look at the number of people that we've received a contract for, so we can kind of see what's coming in the pipeline. So the thing that's easiest for us to influence is leads. And so that's kind of our default view. Okay, we had some really good months in the late spring, early summer. We dipped a little bit in the summertime, came back some in August, trailing a little bit right now. But we're on pace right now to do exactly what we did last month, which would be 17 leads. Okay, pretty straightforward. Let's go down to this next section. In the interest of time, I want to focus on this tile. Okay, and what we can see here is, again, the number of leads that came in by month, and we can see what happened with those leads, regardless of when that happened. So over time, we'll be able to look back and say, well, what happened now that we're in October, what happened with everybody from March? Okay, so let's look at it. So in May, for example, we received 53 leads, referrals. 18 of those 53 have so far submitted an application. Now, in November, somebody else from May could pop back up again and fill out an application, and that would take up to 19. Okay. 4 people got pre-approved. We got 5 contracts that month. Okay. Locked. 4 of them were locked, 3 of them funded. Okay. So somebody, maybe an inspection fell through, or, whatever, something. Okay. So this is just kind of a good math view. I like to hit the percentage view. Okay. This is a key number that I look at. What percentage of your referrals, Adelina, as a group, year to date, have we converted to filling out an application? 36%. We've got a pretty good sample set. We've received 308 leads. 36% of them have filled out an application. Our company average is 42%. Our target is 50%. Okay, so we're a little bit below where I'd like us to be. And there are 3 questions that I wrestle with when I see a number that's below where it should be on this data point. The first question is the loan officer doing a good job of following up with the leads? Is the loan officer doing a good job of communicating the importance of getting pre-approved, the value of getting pre-approved? Okay, then I can coach up the loan officer if I feel like that's part of the equation. The second question that I ask is, are the realtors doing a good job of setting us up for success? Okay, that kind of goes back to what I was sharing earlier, some of the scripts, some of the things you say, how you say it, when you say it. We did some analysis, guys, last year to look at all of the referrals we got from place teams. And then they went into Brivity, and I think it was like, on average, it was 1.5 months from the time that you got the client to the point that they were introduced to Envoy. 1.5 months. We're tracking in minutes on our follow-up on leads. Okay, so we want to look at that stuff. Like, how are the realtors setting us up for success? Are there things we can coach you guys up on? And then the third thing I look at is, what's the lead source, right? If a bunch of Adelina's leads are Zillow leads, for example, they're going to have a lower conversion. We understand that. Okay, so we want to kind of wrestle with those questions as we look at this number that's a little bit below where we'd like it to be. Any questions on that?
No, I love it.
Okay, cool. The next important number that I look at is down here, lead to fund. Okay, now what this shows us is, year to date, we've funded 4.9% of the referrals that have come from Adelina's team. Now, first thing I look at is we haven't closed anything in the last 3 months. And this goes back to, this is a beta test. I think there's probably been some deals we've closed. In fact, I know there are. So it's not perfect yet, but we're getting there. Okay. So we've got 4.9% of all referrals have funded. Our target here, guys, is 15%. Okay. So we're 1/3 of the way where we need to be. A lot of the place teams that I've looked at, we're kind of banging around in the 8 to 10% conversion rate. Okay. Now, part of what I think is going on with a lot of us right now, I think we're all feeling this, is if you look at national data all year long, mortgage purchase applications are way up over last year, meaning a lot of people are going through the process of thinking about buying a house, but we haven't seen a lot more transactions than last year, have we? So I think that there's just a market dynamic that's keeping our conversion from lead to fund a little bit lower than we would see in a more normalized market. Okay, so that's why data is important. We want to understand the dynamics of the market that we're working in as well. So, okay. So these are two key numbers we look at quite a lot. Now, I'm going to skip this tile for now because I think this next one piggybacks well off the one I was just discussing. Now, I can go into this list and I can have this sorted by the people on Adelina's team that have referred and how many people they've referred. Okay. And I can click on, like, let's click on Kevin, for example. Click on Kevin. I can go up here and I can say, I can look at when Kevin sent leads and how many. Okay. That may help me understand, like, hey, things are really getting better with Kevin and Envoy, or looks like maybe Kevin's lost some confidence in Envoy. This could be a good opportunity to reach out and see what's going on and see if we can help. Okay. I'm picking on Kevin. Kevin, you're crushing it here. You're at the top of the list. So, all right. Now I can also sort by what percentage of everyone's referrals have filled out an application. Okay. And what we can do is we can get into some of these ones that are like ZMR has refer a lot of people, 28 people. We're converting 57% of her referrals to create an application. So what's happening there? ZMR is doing a baller job of introducing the clients to us. She's setting us up for success, and Daniel is jumping on them and executing. Okay. We may look down the list and see somebody that's referring a little lower and say, hey, what's going on there? Like, can we help? Let's figure out like better ways to introduce clients. And is there something that would help you feel more confident and comfortable with making that introduction? Okay. So we're giving you guys tools that you can use and we can use to level up as a group. Cool.
I love that. Do you have a magic PDF?
Magic PDF. Oh yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna. So
once you're, he's gonna go into a different tool. I don't want you guys to miss it.
Yeah. So if I could just spend 3 minutes real fast on the file, and then I'll pull up the magic PDF, the magic filters as we call them. All right. So this tile here that we're looking at is awesome. Okay, it takes Brivity data and mashes it together with Envoy data and helps us to understand what's going on at a macro level with your business and the opportunity that we have. So let's look at August. Okay, in August, Adelina's group has what is classified as active pipeline of 1,209 people. Okay, we derive active pipeline by doing a Brivity filter that includes new, nurture, hot, pending, active client, prospective client, buyers, seller buyers, and communication in the last 30 days. 1,209 people. Now, we have 696 hot leads. Man, you guys are going to have an incredible year in 26. Okay, so what we're finding across the board, almost across the board with most place teams, is the hot buyer seller leads are not getting updated. They get tagged as hot, and then they become unhot and nobody changes the tag. We're going to see why that skews Adelina's numbers down in just a moment. We got 57 listings, 72 open house leads, 5 closed sell sides, 9 closed buy sides. Okay. Now we understand not every buyer needs a mortgage. Nationally, 27% of buyers are paying cash. Okay. So what we do is we reduce this number by 30%. By 30%, we do some rounding because nobody's buying half a house. Okay. And we say there's 6 available buyers in the month of August that were available for a mortgage. Okay. We closed 3 of those. So we had a 50% attach rate, available buy side attach rate. Good news is our target is 50%. So yay Envoy, yay place. We crushed it in August. We hit our target. However, year to date, we're at 29%. So we've got some room to grow. Okay. Now, if I go back up to the top, this is where this tile comes in. This is the last 3 months. So it gives us kind of a view of currently how we're doing. We're at 28% on average over the last 3 months. Okay. Let's move on to referrals. Okay. Available referrals. We assumed that we have 569 available referrals in the month of August for Adelina. So let's talk about how we derive available referrals. That is 75% of your hot leads plus 50% of your active listings plus 25% of your open house leads. Okay. So you guys see what's going on here, right? If she really truly has 696 hot leads and we want 75% of those, that's going to skew the available referral number way up. Okay. Listings, organizationally, we're missing the boat on listings. So guys, here's the thing. Most of your sellers, not all, but most of your sellers are buying another home. And most of those people buying a home need a mortgage. So I think organizationally, we need to figure out some strategies for how do we start talking about mortgage with our sellers. Okay, so that's a need that we have organizationally. And 25% of open house leads. Here's something I would encourage all you operators and DOOs that are on the call. Think about the Envoy loan officer you're working with. Every Monday morning, they should be getting a list of all your open house leads. Let them call them. And if they get a nibble, that's a lead that we're going to count. Okay. So there's some things we can look at strategically to improve this number. But let's go back to what we're looking at here. 569 available referrals. We got 33 of them. We had a 6% attach rate on referrals. Okay. Year to date, we're at 6%. Our target here, guys, is 30%. Okay. So by cleaning up the data in Brivity, we're going to be able to improve that number. Okay. Now, the magic filters, what I'll pull up next. This, what we're looking at, is a very much a macro view. It's a bunch of data, and it kind of tells us a high level story of what's going on.
And while you're pulling that up, James, one comment I want to make is I wanted him to go over this. Not only is it cool to see like a big aerial view of one team, but I want you to really understand that these guys know what they're doing. This isn't like we're going to try out mortgage. We're going to try out and see like how this works. And, maybe we'll close some deals, and maybe if Ben and Chris get lucky, we might do something with this. No, this is a real business. This is a real business. And I wanted you to see that their business mimics our business. The way we have Brivity, they have their own reporting.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of hours went into building these tools, and they're great. Now, these magic filters, as we're kind of jokingly calling them because we don't have a better name for them right now, it's the secret sauce. Okay. For how we can get into the micro view of what's going on. And so what I am doing is I'm meeting with operators and DOOs is we're sharing these filter views. Okay. And I would encourage those of you who are in those kinds of roles to make this part of your job description. Big shout out to Michaela. Michaela has done an awesome job of wrapping her arms around these, and we're seeing very real results with their teams, their team in a very short period of time. So here's what happens. When you click this closed buy side link, it's going to pull up all of your closed buy sides from the previous month. Okay. And you can literally go through each one of those transactions and see if they were closed by Envoy or another lender. And if they were closed by another lender, we can double click again and we can see, well, did Envoy at least get a look at it? Okay. That's going to enable the leaders on your teams out there to engage with the agents on the team and look for opportunities to grow the mortgage opportunity for your group. Okay. The next link is going to pull up everyone that you've signed up as a buyer with a buyer broker agreement. Now, heads up, this filter is set to show us buyer broker agreements in this quarter. We're early in a quarter, so you probably want to also toggle that filter over to last quarter. Okay. You can click on each one of these, make sure they're actually a buyer versus a tenant or something like that, and see if they've been referred to Envoy. And if they haven't, there's a coaching opportunity or a conversation with the agent. Like, hey, this is someone who signed up to work with us. Can we introduce them to the loan officer at Envoy? Okay. The third one, we'll pull up the hot leads. Now, when you pull up the hot leads, it's sorted by how recent the last interaction was. Okay. Now, Adelina, is 14 days or 21 days? What does Play say is like if they haven't been touched in this amount of time, they're not hot?
Really, like if it's a hot, you should be talking to them every week.
Okay.
They're not really hot if you're not.
That's right. So what we're seeing, and Adelina, again, appreciate your vulnerability with letting us show your team's numbers, is we scroll down that list like half a scroll, and all of a sudden we're at 1 month, and another half a scroll, we're at 4 months, and so on. So we've got people going back over a year that are still labeled as hot leads. So we really need to collectively make an effort to kind of clean up our pipelines a little bit. Okay. If you don't manage a CRM well, it completely loses its effectiveness, right? You want to be able to look at hots and be like, these are truly hot. I'm hammering these. But when you've got 400 hots in there and only 12 of them are hot, it completely loses its meaning and you lose the effectiveness of utilizing the tool. Make sense? Okay. So hot leads. Again, you can look at each individual client and be like, have they been referred to Envoy? If not, what's the reason? And can we help the realtor get more comfortable with getting them over to Envoy? And then the last filter on the magic filter list is the listing agreements. This one's also sorted by, filtered by this quarter. So again, you may want to toggle back and forth between this quarter and last quarter. But this is where we have a lot of opportunity, as I was saying a few minutes ago, to get in front of sellers about mortgage, get them going early. We'd love to help them get ready. We've got a ton of really cool buy before you sell products as well, by the way, guys. So some sellers, if they understand there are some options out there for them to buy before they sell, may turn into faster transactions. We're here to get you guys paid, and getting us talking to your sellers earlier could potentially open up faster transactions for you.
I
Cool.
love that. I love that. That is awesome. And I think about this and I think about the opportunity we have in having these conversations. Number one, obviously, it's our mortgage company, right? Like we're working together. This is for us and for our clients. But number two, we have the opportunity to get better really fast. There's nothing more than what all of us want is to get better faster, so that we can all win. Is there anything coming up in 2026 you want to let us know about? I know you can't tell us secrets, but is there anything on the roadmap that we can look forward to?
I will just say this. They are, I say they, the leaders of Place and Envoy are constantly working on ways to help us serve more customers in more kinds of situations with better options. I
Okay.
think we're going to see our product development group has been beefed up a little bit recently. We're starting to get more products online. We already have a staggering number of products, but it's good to be able to know that there's more coming. And I think also we're going to see some increased efficiencies with the use of technologies that are becoming available to us. And I think, I don't know if everyone knows this, but just in the last like 2 days, a new feature's been turned on in Brivity. When you refer to Envoy through Brivity, clicking that button and sending the referral is what establishes a little connection between our systems. So it's really important you do that. What they just turned on, what we've had for a while, there's a field in our CRM that we can plug notes into about kind of what's going on. Okay, and it feeds back over into Brivity. So if you referred somebody, you can go in and look at that note. The problem has been that there's not really like you don't know that note's been updated. So as of like a day or two ago, you will now get a push notification every time that field is updated. Okay, so that's cool. You're also going to get a push notification every time the loan has progressed in from a stage standpoint. So from working lead to application in to pre-approved to all the things. Okay, so watch for those push notifications, guys. That's a really cool feature so that you're always getting updates fed to you. That's something that just started, Analytic. To go to your question, I think that they're looking to continue to develop that connection. I think so. I think we'll see some technological lift next year. I think we'll see more products. I think we'll see more efficiency.
I love that. Any Q&A, any questions that you guys have as we wrap up while we've got James here? And if someone needs a loan officer, James, how can someone get in touch with you
Yeah.
uh,
So
to connect with you so that you can connect them, etc.?
yeah, so if you need a loan officer, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna plug in my main, like my Brivity phone number, and my email address. And just hit me with a message. Either text me at that number or shoot me an email. Okay, and we've got a lot of great loan officers. Our loan officers are killing it. Actually, it's really fun to see. I think nationally, the average loan officer is closing 1.5 loans per month. I think we're at like 4 or 5 loans per month. Our target is to be at 8 loans per month by the beginning of 27. So we've got very, very good loan officers who are doing a lot of business with a lot of you. So thank you very much for that. And if you're not doing that, you'd like a connection, let me know and we'll get that going.
I love that because we all have businesses that we're building. And I know in our experience with James, when we had Daniel Price come on to work with our team, his goal was closing 7, right? And so every month that we get closer to those 7, right? I think we hit like 5 one month, and we're like, oh, this feels good. We like. I mean, it's no different from you guys having goals set for yourselves, and you want to close 3 a month, and the closer you get to that, it feels good. So it's cool to see it. We have the opportunity there, obviously. I think you and I worked backwards and we figured out that we truly, after we back out our hots, and clean it up one day soon, we do have about 80 referrals a month available to us. And so it's actually pretty cool to see. How many loan officers are at Envoy overall? Like, how big's the company? Just
I think we have like 115, 120 loan officers right now.
okay.
Uh, our goal, Stu has a very specific goal. It's like 267 loan officers is where he wants to be by January of 27. So we're making some big pushes on recruitment and growth. If you all know really good loan officers, we'd love to talk to them. It's been great. We really like a lot of realtors, loan officers over the last handful of years have been down in production. And so there's a lot of loan officers who are very interested in hearing about an opportunity to partner with great real estate teams like you guys. And the model we've built is pretty attractive. So we're always looking for more folks.
I love that. I love that. Man, thank you so much, Jays. Really appreciate you. We'll have you back in a couple months. Would love to hear more about the buy before you sell programs. I know it's not an area of expertise for a lot of us, so it might be a good one to pop in
Yeah.
or anything else you have. Really super appreciative this morning. Thanks, guys. And we will see you next week. Commercial training is this afternoon if you are interested in that. The topic again is going to be mobile home investing. If that is exciting for you, Brian Gubernick is very good at it. I'm posting the link one more time in chat. And then tomorrow on our Place Leadership call for all of our agents and partners and operators and staff, it's going to be good because it's business planning related. So, guys, have an awesome rest of your day. Have a blast. Make some sales. Be better than you were today. That goes for all of us. Appreciate you, James. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
Bye,
Good
guys.
to see you guys. Bye.